There's a new startup grading company in town, and in today's video we're going to look at who they are, what they do, and why you should consider grading with them. Or perhaps, maybe you should stay away entirely. But first, here's your intro. Alright, so the company in question that we're going to look at today is called, I don't even remember. I drew a blank. Degree. They're called Degree, like the deodorant. Degree Grading. This is what happens when I don't take notes beforehand. I've seen people talking about Degree on Facebook, and apparently, at the time of recording, they have a first 5 cards for $50 offer. We're going to look at their site, at some of their comp prices, and more, so let's dive in. Alright, so here's the Degree Grading website. Like I said, first submission, grade 5 cards for $50, plus you get a free submission kit and collector's box. So the website looks good to me. Green is the theme with all their grading, so the cases look like this. We've talked a lot on this channel about tag grading lately. They're also in the startup space. I think tags cases look a little bit cleaner, but I've never seen one of these in person firsthand, so we'll see. They have a pretty good presence going. If you go to their Instagram, they have a decent little following, 12,000 people. They have showcases of some of the nicer cards they've graded. It looks like I'm scrolling through here and I see more TCG stuff than I do sports stuff, but that's neither here nor there. It's of note that they're in Nevada just because most of the grading companies are either California or Texas, so a little bit different. To be fair, they're bordering California, but still. So the first thing, let's check out their pricing and live turnaround times. They have a 49-day turnaround time, 49-day, 53-day on everything. So this is first submission. Here's the 5 for $50, $10 a piece. Looks like you get it in about 50 days. This has changed because the first time I was on their site it was over 50 days. So it's cool that they update it pretty realistically. I've submitted some stuff. I've said this story before, but I've submitted some stuff to PSA for the 45-day turnaround time, and it took nearly a year to get back. This was during the pandemic, but it's crazy when you get kind of blindsided by that sort of stuff. So here's they do some like preservation stuff. So if you wanted your cards just preserved in just the capsule, it's $15 or $7.50 a card. I would basically only consider grading, but if you just want your stuff to be safe, then I guess you could go that route too. So the bulk submissions, you're looking at a 10 card minimum and then $12 a card. That's really not a bad deal if their grading holds value. That's the big catch there, I guess. So back to the home page, and it says submissions made easy. Simplify the submissions process with a free submission kit. Save time and money with this complimentary kit. Prepaid shipping label, semi-rigid sleeve, penny sleeves. So you get all this stuff. I guess it's probably sized to put your cards in, so you'll put your cards in the penny sleeves, top loader. Since it's free, it's something you ought to take advantage of. It's nothing that, if you're grading and don't have this free kit built in, that you necessarily need. It's all pretty basic supplies. And then you get some collecting box for your first cards. So you can store your cards safely in the collecting box. Looks like that comes for free when you do your first cards with them. And I'm sure there's space for more cards. Here's how the grading works. Instead of a black label like BGS, they have a Degree 11 for a perfect card. You can there's this slider here so that you can mess with, and it shows you where everything's at. So if everything is a 95, your card is perfect. The creases and dents, I like that it's binary, yes or no. So no, you're good. Yes, it hurts your grade quite a bit, but it's cool. Here's how the grading process works. Let's go to the learn more and just read a bit about it. Okay, you earn 0 to 3 points from each category, surface, corners, edges, centering. When there's not creases and dents, that's where you get your last point, so that would round it up to 10. That makes sense. And it seems like if everything is just absolutely perfect across the board, then you get a bonus point, and that's when it's the Degree 11 card. They don't have, as far as I can tell, they don't have a population report, so it's hard to see what percentage of stuff that they're grading. Here's the monthly specials. Here's how to submit. Have you completed an online submission form? If so, let's prepare your shipment. So it's kind of like BGS PSA. You have a form that you print out, you fill in the information about the cards, and then you get them ready to send in. Get shipping supplies, free supplies. Okay, just links to the USPS. Cool. So they explained that pretty thoroughly. That's nice. I did make an account. Alright, so I'm logged into my account, and let's check this out. Let's go to pricing, and I want to walk through if I was trying to do this first submission thing. So you click on it, And it looks like select a service below. I want grading. Next, click your service level. First submission, 5 cards for $50. I like all their imagery. Everything here looks really good. Clean looking website. Hit next. Gonna enter all my info. How much shipping insurance do you want? Note that every $100 of insurance costs $1.25. So I'll say, I mean, I'm not actually sending anything, but we'll say $300. I'm not gonna send anything super expensive to them for my first submission. I would assume that's probably the case for most people. Simplify the submission process and request a free submission kit. Comes with a prepaid shipping label, semi-rigid sleeves, penny sleeves. Grading and authentication. So here's my service summary. Grading and authentication, first submission, 5 for $50. Number of cards, 5. Shipping insurance is $3.75, like they said, $1.25 for every $100. Shipping and handling is free, apparently. That'll change, surely. Estimated totals, $53.75. I have not filled in my address. Oh, yep, sure enough, it updated as soon as I put in my home address. It updated shipping and handling to $18. Shipping is getting expensive, but that's a lot. That's a whole lot. So you're looking at $72 total, I guess, to get those cards graded, and in 50 days they'd be returned to you. I thought about doing it, full disclosure, but I wasn't going to grade any like noteworthy cards with them, and I think if I'm grading something, I'd probably rather check out tag grading, just because I've seen so much good stuff about them. I'm kind of at the point now, especially with the grading startups, that I'd rather be late to the party than grade early and the company struggle. Been there before, it's not fun. So the last thing we're going to do, we're going to go to eBay, and we're going to look for something that's been graded by degree. Here's one. Nice. Let's find something that's sold. We just need some kind of comparison. Alright, here's an 86 Jerry Rice Rookie Degree 7. It sold for $55. Jerry Rice Rookie PSA 7. As a PSA 7, it sold for $90 just a couple days ago, and then $80 before that. That alone is super problematic to me. I just want to see what the raw ones sell for. Yeah, here's a raw one that sold fairly recently that sold for $44, so it sold for $50 as well, basically, including shipping. So in other words, this Degree 7 sold for about the same amount as the raw, and I do not love that. And then here's another big red flag. I'm in sports card memorabilia, and then here's one more red flag. I'm in the sports memorabilia cards and fan shop tab on eBay. With searches, anything that includes the word degree, and there's legitimately 9 results over the last 90 days from anything that's ended, and half of them were not graded by degree grading. So I don't know. They might catch on. Maybe it'll be a great thing. They have a good looking website. It seems like they know what they're doing. And I'm not exactly sure when they got started, but the fact that they have 12,000 followers on Instagram means that either they bought a lot of followers, and I didn't really check for bot followers, probably should have, or they've been doing it for a while and still don't have any cards graded on eBay. They also don't have a population report, so you're not going to really find out any more about it from them. So I'm determined not to say anything that I'll completely regret, and I'm sure they're awesome people trying to do something cool, so I'm not going to say don't use them, but I am going to say if you do use them, don't send your best cards, don't send anything super high end, send in some, mid-tier cards to take advantage of grading 5 cards for $75 including shipping. See what you think of their grading performance and see how those cards sell compared to raw, or of course compared to PSA, BGS, Tag, and all the other grading companies. I am personally going to stay far away from grading cards with them until they take up a bigger portion of the market share and the cards they grade at least get close to the selling prices of the same grades from the bigger companies. As of right now, there is a wide gap there. General rule of thumb, when you have to explain who graded your cards, probably not a good sign. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you learned something. I'll see you next time.